Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. This is my second lecture to the quantum mechanics. In the previous classes we have already discussed about the introduction to the quantum mechanics. In that topic we have already discussed how we switch from the classical mechanics to the quantum mechanics. What is the basic need of the quantum mechanics? That is, in case of the classical mechanics we are basically dealing with the macroscopic object, but in quantum mechanics we will deal with the microscopic object. And in quantum mechanics we can also consider when the body is moving or if when a particle is moving comparable with the light velocity, then in that case we can calculate the state of that system or the state of that particle. Now in this lecture we will discuss about the time dependent Schrodinger equation. Before going to start the topic, let me tell you one thing. I will make the separate playlist for this quantum mechanics so that it will be easier for you to find this video. Since I am posting multiple videos at a time, so I will make a completely different playlist for this quantum mechanics. Now let us start the topic, that is the time dependent Schrodinger equation. Just try to write with me. Let us consider a particle. Let us consider a particle of mass m. Let us consider a particle of mass m moving with a velocity v, velocity v. Suppose here we are considering about only in one dimension. So let us consider a particle of mass m moving with velocity v in one dimension. Suppose along x axis. So its momentum will be how much? Momentum means it's linear momentum. Okay, so its momentum will be, suppose p, this is equal to how much? M into v. The linear momentum is nothing but the product of mass into velocity, and its kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy of the particle, this will be E equal to half mv square. This will be 1 by 2 mv square, or simply I can write it as this will be equal to, if I will multiply 1 m in the denominator and 1 m in the denominator and numerator, so this will be m square b square divided by 2m. Just I have multiplied 1 m in the numerator and 1 m in the denominator. So now this mv square is nothing, m square v square. In this place I can put p square, that is the linear momentum, and this is divided by 2m. So the kinetic energy can be expressed as p square by 2m, and again you know this is the kinetic energy equal to p square by 2m. Okay, so let me write this kinetic energy as, so this kinetic energy is k dot E. So this will be better. This is kinetic energy equal to p square by 2m. Okay, and here if I calculate the total energy of the system, so the total energy is, we can write the total energy that is equal to, suppose the total energy, here I am expressing this total energy as capital E. So this total energy, this is the, this is the sum of kinetic energy plus the potential energy. This is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So here the kinetic energy is p square by 2m. So in place of kinetic energy, simply I can write this is p square by 2m, and the potential energy, here we will consider this as some v of x. V is the function of x. Since we are considering here one dimensional motion, this small v here represents the velocity, and this capital V here represents the potential energy. So just try to write it in this way, that is this small v in this momentum p equal to mv, this is the velocity, that is the small v, and here the potential energy, that is your capital V. or this is the v of x. This is suppose equation 1. This is suppose equation 1. So according to the de Broglie relation, let me write. Just try to write with me. So according to de Broglie relation or your de Broglie, okay, according to de Broglie relation, you must be acquainted with this term, that is, this linear momentum can be represented as p equal to h by lambda or lambda equal to h by p. This wavelength equal to h by p. H is the Planck's constant and p is the linear momentum. And if I multiply 2 pi and divide 2 pi, so this will be h by 2 pi into 2 pi by lambda. Okay, so this will be equal to h by 2 pi is h cut and 2 pi by lambda is the k. So this will be h cut k. So let me write it here. Here this h cut is h, a bar is written on the leg of the h. This is represented as h cut, or this is pronounced as h cut, or this is h bar. Okay, simply we have to give a cut line on the leg of the h. Is that clear? Now this h cut equal to h by 2 pi. The value of h cut is h by 2 pi, and here this 2 pi by lambda, the value of k, that is the wave vector k, equal to 2 pi by lambda. These things you have to keep in your mind. Now this p equal to h cut k, this relation will help you, that is this linear momentum p equal to h cut k. Now again, according to Einstein relation, according to Einstein relation, E equal to the total energy equal to h nu, E equal to h nu, and again if I multiply 2 pi and divide 2 pi here, this will be h by 2 pi into 2 pi nu. Here you have just divided 2 pi and multiplied 2 pi, and here also this h by 2 pi represents what? H cut, and this 2 pi nu is nothing but your omega. Here we have substituted h cut as h by 2 pi and this omega equal to 2 pi nu. So this energy equal to h cut omega from the Einstein relation, and according to de Broglie relation, this linear momentum equal to h cut k. Now if I put this relation p equal to h cut k, this is suppose equation 2, and here this is suppose equation 3. If I put this equation 2 and 3 in the equation 1, this is our equation 1, that is p square by E equal to total energy equal to p square by 2m plus v of x. So this equation 1 becomes, so E equal to the total energy equal to the kinetic energy, that is p square by 2m plus the potential v of x, potential energy, and here we know this linear momentum p equal to h cut k, and we know E equal to h cut omega. So we have to put this equation, put this value in this equation. So now if I put this, then E equal to h cut omega, I will write it here on the left hand side. This will be equal to h cut square k square divided by 2m plus this potential v of x. We will use this relation later. So let me give this relation as, this is suppose equation 4. Now again, according to de Broglie theory, or the de Broglie theory, a particle, according to de Broglie theory, a particle is represented by a particle is represented by a wave packet, or this wave packet is also known as the group of waves. Wave packet is nothing but the group of waves is given by the relation. Here I will write. So according to De Broglie, a particle can be represented as, so here my wave function, suppose psi of xt, it will represent a particle. So this psi of xt, this is equal to the integration over a of k, this is the amplitude, into exponential iota kx minus omega t into decay. I have already told you in the introduction of the quantum mechanics, that is in the first lecture, I have already told you that this is the representation of a particle. This basically represents the particle, or you can say that a single particle, it represents the number of waves or the group of waves that is known as the wave packet. Okay, so this is just a single particle. So this is suppose equation 5. Now if I take the partial derivatives, now taking partial derivatives of this equation 5 with respect to time t, then this will be equal to, this is simply dou psi means psi of xt divided by dou t, that is equal to integration over a of k. If I will take the derivative of this part, then this a of k is a constant term, so it will be remain as it is, that is a of k. Again the exponential term, let me write first exponential term first, it will remain as it is, that is exponential ikx minus omega t. Then I have to take the derivative of this part, ikx minus omega t. So here we are simply taking the derivative with respect to t. So the other term remains as constant. So the derivative of the constant term is 0. So simply I have to take the derivative of minus I omega t. So the derivative of, here I have to write dou by dou t of minus I omega t. So this derivative of minus I omega t, this will be simply minus I omega. First of all, you have to take the total derivative, that is the first derivative of exponential this much will be exponential ikx minus omega t, and again the derivative of ikx minus omega t, this will be, for the ikx term this will goes to 0, but minus I omega t term we have to take the derivative of that into decay, into the term decay. Now the derivative of this term, that will be dou by dou t of minus I omega t will be minus I omega. So in this place I will write only minus I omega. So this will be minus I omega. Now again this is suppose equation number 6. Now again if I will take the derivative of the equation 5 with respect to x. Okay. Now taking the derivative, or taking, let me write differentiating, let me change the color, differentiating equation 5 with respect to x, then this will be dou psi by dou x. I am here also taking the partial derivative, dou psi by dou x, this is the psi is the function of xt. Okay, this will be equal to integration over a of k, again the exponential term iota kx minus omega t will remain as it is. Again I am taking the derivative of this term, because for this amplitude it will remain as it is, because it is a constant term, it is the function of k only. Amplitude is the function of, a means the amplitude, that is a function of k only. So that's why a of k will remain as it is. Again the exponential term, here the x term is present. That's why if I'll take the derivative of this exponential, this will be exponential ikx minus omega t. Again you have to take the derivative with respect to x of I kx minus omega t. But since this omega t term is constant, so for that this will be 0. Simply you have to take the derivative for ikx. So the derivative of ikx will be simply I into k. So now I will write the term. This will be simply ik will remain here, ik into this will be dk. This is suppose equation number 7. Now taking the derivative of this equation 7 or differentiating equation 5, or again that is our main aim is to calculate the second derivative of the equation 5. So let me take the derivative of equation 7. So if I will calculate the derivative or differentiating equation 7 with respect to x, then this will be dou square psi of xt divided by dou x square. This will be equal to integration over a of k. This exponential term will remain as it is first, ikx minus omega t. Again the derivative of this ikx will be ik. So this ik into ik, this will be ik square into dk. But the I square, the value of I square is, iota square is minus 1. So simply I have to write minus k square into dk. So here I will write minus k square. This term will be multiplied here, minus k square. This is suppose equation number 8. This is equation number 8. Don't worry about those steps, I will tell you again. So here now we have to multiply IH cut term. I have to multiply this IH cut term in the equation 6 and h cut square by 2m term in the equation 8. I have to multiply this term IH cut in the equation 6 and h cut square by 2m in the equation 8 and minus Vx in the equation 5. Minus potential V of x in this term. Why I am doing this? At the end you will understand. So keep patience. Now let me write multiplying IH cut in equation, this is equation 6, in equation 6 and h cut square by 2m, h cut square by 2m in equation, this is equation 8, in equation 8 and minus Vx minus V of x in equation, this is 5, equation 5, okay, equation 5. What I will get? I will get 3 different equation. Simply I have to multiply IH cut in the left hand side and on the right hand side. So the first equation like IH cut dou psi by dou t equal to integration over a of k exponential ikx minus omega t into this I into I becomes I square, that is minus 1, this I into I becomes minus 1 and here minus 1. So that will becomes plus 1 into omega dk and 1 h cut will be present. So this will be h cut omega into dk. So let me write the equation again. So the first equation will be IH cut dou psi by dou t. This I is the function of xt, that is equal to integration over a of k exponential ikx minus omega t into dk into h cut omega Okay, because I square is minus 1 and 1 minus So that will, after multiplication, this will be plus 1. And again when you will multiply h square square by 2m in equation 8, then this will be, so here let us see, so this will be h square by 2m dou square by dou x square, that is equal to integration over ak exponential ikx minus omega t minus h square k square divided by 2m into dk. So let me write, so the second equation will be h square divided by 2m into dou square psi is the function of xt, divided by dou x square, that is equal to integration over a of k into exponential ikx minus omega t into dk, and again the term that is minus h square k square divided by 2m. And for the third one, we have to multiply minus v of x in equation 5. So if I multiply minus v of x in equation 5, then this will be minus v psi, this is equal to integration a of k exponential ikx minus omega t dk into minus v of x. So let me write, so this will be minus v of x into psi of x at x comma t, that is equal to integration over a of k into exponential iota kx minus omega t into dk into minus of the potential v of x. So these are the three equations. This is suppose equation 9a, 9b, and this is suppose 9c. These are the three equations. Now if we will add these three equations, so adding these three equations, what we will get? So adding equation 9a, 9b and 9c. So in the left hand side you can see the first term is IH code. I will first write the left hand side term, then I will write the right hand side term. So the first term is IH cut dou psi by dou t. So here I will write IH cut dou psi divided by dou t. Again plus h cut square by 2m dou square psi by dou s square. So plus h cut square divided by 2m into dou square psi divided by dou x square. Again minus v of x, psi of x will be added. So minus v of x into psi. Psi means psi itself is the function of x comma t. Okay. Then this will be equal to, then I will write the right hand side term. So now you can see that this term a of k exponential ikx minus omega t into dk integration. Here also this term, here also this term is present. So now if I will take common this term from the three terms, then the remaining term will be get added. So now let me write, so this is equal to integration over a of k exponential I kx minus omega t whole into dk. Then the remaining term will be this h cut omega minus this will be h cut square k square by 2m, this term. This will be h cut square k square divided by 2m, and the last one, that is minus v of x. So this will be minus v of x. Now you can see, simply we have just added 9a, 9b, 9c term. Is that clear? But previously, when we have calculated the total energy, that is p square by 2m plus v of x, and again when we have substituted from the de Broglie relation and the Einstein relation, p equal to h cut k and e equal to h cut omega in this expression, so we have calculated this term, that is h cut omega equal to h cut square k square by 2m plus v of x, or this can be written as h cut omega minus h cut square k square divided by 2m, And again when this v of x will be taken on the left hand side, minus v of x, that will be equal to 0. This right hand side term when I will take on to the left hand side, then this will be minus h cot square k square by 2m minus v of x, that is equal to 0. Now if I will put this equation in that expression that we have just calculated here, so this will be, here you can see this term h cot omega minus h cot square k square by 2m minus v of x. So this term goes to 0. Since this bracketed term goes to 0, let me write from the equation 4. Let me write clearly. From equation 4, h cot omega minus h cot square k square divided by 2m minus v of x, this is equal to 0. That's why this expression goes to 0. Now the remaining term if I will write, so this right hand side term, so this total right hand side term, if I will give the equation number 10, this is suppose equation 10, this total equation 10, then the right hand side term of equation 10 goes to 0, equation 10, that is equal to 0. So we can write the equation as, so this will be equal to, so the left hand side term, this is equal to I h cot dou psi by dou t, psi means psi of xt, dou psi by dou t plus h cot square by 2m into dou square psi by dou s square minus v of x into psi. This will be equal to 0 because the right hand side term goes to 0. Is that clear? Now this equation can be written as, if I write this equation, then this equation can be written as, that implies, or we can write, or this will be I h cot dou psi by dou t, psi is the function of xt, divided by dou t, that is equal to minus, if I will take this term to the right hand side, this will be minus h cot square divided by 2m into dou square psi, psi is the function of xt, divided by dou x square, this minus v of x becomes plus v of x into psi of xt. Okay. So this relation, it is the time independent Schrodinger wave equation of motion. So this equation is called, this equation is the time dependent Schrodinger equation, Schrodinger wave equation, we can write Schrodinger wave equation of motion, wave equation of motion of a particle in one dimensional motion, in 1D. Okay, in 1D. So what we have calculated, this is the time dependent Schrodinger wave equation of motion in one dimension. That is I h cot dou psi by dou t equal to minus h cot square by 2m dou square psi by dou s square plus v of x into psi of xt plus v of x into psi of xt. So in case of the three-dimensional motion, simply this dou square psi by dou s square, this will be dou square psi by dou s square plus dou square psi by dou y square plus dou square psi by dou z square, and this is multiplied with the h cot square by 2m minus h cot square by 2m. So let me write this equation. So in three-dimensional case, in 3D, the time dependent form of the time dependent time dependent Schrodinger equation, the time dependent form of Schrodinger equation is Schrodinger equation is IH cut dou psi by dou t. This will remain as it is. IH cut dou psi by dou t, that is equal to minus h cut square divided by 2m whole into dou square psi by dou x square plus dou square psi by dou y square plus dou square psi divided by dou z square plus b. Here b is the function of b is the function of xyz b is the function of xyz into the psi, and here psi is the function of x, y, z and t. So let me write here. I will write here in the three-dimensional case, psi can be written as psi equal to psi of x, y, z as well as t. Okay. So this is the time dependent Schrodinger equation in the three-dimensional system. So let me summarize once again. So how we can calculate the time dependent Schrodinger equation? First of all, we will consider a particle that is moving in one direction, that is suppose along x-axis. Here we will consider along x-axis the particle having mass m and it moves with a velocity v, so that its momentum is p equal to mv and its kinetic energy is half mv square, and here we have calculated kinetic energy is p square by 2m. So the total energy here we have calculated p square by 2m plus v of x, and according to the de Broglie relation here we have calculated p equal to h cut k, and according to the Einstein relation E equal to h cut omega. So when we substitute this value in this total energy expression, so this term will be h cut omega minus h cut square k square by 2m minus v of x equal to 0. Actually we will need this term in the expression later. So here we have considered for the de Broglie, according to the de Broglie theory, particle can be represented in the form of the wave packet or a group of wave. So this psi equal to a of k exponential ikx minus omega t into dk. Then we have taken the partial derivative with respect to the time t. Then the second derivative of this equation 5. And after that we have just multiplied IH cut in the equation 6. That is when we have taken the partial derivative with respect to the time t. In that expression we have multiplied IH cut, and the double derivative with respect to the x we have multiplied h cut square by 2m and minus v of x in the psi of x theta. And after that if I will add these three terms, then we get this expression, that is the red one, equation 10. And from the first relation, that is this equation 4, h cut omega minus h cut square k square by 2m minus v of x equal to 0. So here we have just substituted that term. So when this term is equal to 0, so finally we got a conclusion that this IH cut dou psi by dou t plus h cut square by 2m dou square psi by dou s square minus v of x into psi equal to 0. From that expression, if I will just write this term in the right hand side, so this term will represent the time dependent Schrodinger wave equation of motion in one dimension. It is called the time dependent because here you can see it depends on the time coordinate, that is dou psi by dou t. With respect to the time we can differentiate, so that here we are saying that it is the time dependent Schrodinger equation. And similarly we have written for the three-dimensional system the time dependent form of the Schrodinger equation. So these are basically the steps through which you can calculate the time dependent Schrodinger equation. Okay, these are basically the steps. So this Schrodinger equation, it is the most fundamental equation in quantum mechanics, or we can say that it is the most basic equation in the quantum mechanics, governing the behavior of the matter as the Newton's law that describes the motion of the particle orbiting in the Newtonian mechanics. As in classical, which is these are the Newton's equation of motion. So this is just the Schrodinger equation of motion. So this is all for today. If you have any doubt at any point, can ask me in the comment section. If you like the video, can hit the like button, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.